Hi, Carolyn. First, here's what happened, and Carolyn Talks. So, my question has a bit to do with Billy's relationship with the people around her, particularly her co-workers and her aunt Cassandra. And I found it interesting where, like, she has these two ladies at home. We know who she is, and she has her aunt Cassandra, who's like the person that's always like, "You can do this, and you know what you're capable of." But then she's the one who also reveals these little things to Billy that she may not have noticed. Whereas at work for Billy, she has to maintain his professionalism. And then we saw in Murder Ever After, there's someone who knew who's introduced that basically brings out a side of her that she never even thought of. So could you just tell me a little bit about discovering these new facets of Billy throughout the series, especially with this new show, because we get to see her do something that she herself didn't know she could do.
Yes, absolutely. Great question. I love the fact that there are new characters because that brings out different shades of my character. Getting to know Billy was something that I had to do, right? Learning who she was from movie 1 through 5. And then when 6 came along, the energy changed and the shift changes. You're so right. There are several different facets of Billy, just like there's several different facets of all of us. When we're at work, we're one way, and when we're at home, we're another way. The character that I think that really is the heart and soul of these movies is the Aunt Cassandra character played by Karen Robinson. She's just like a soft place to land for me as a character and as a person. She's just a tremendous actress, Canadian actress, professionally trained. She can do Shakespeare. She's so amazing. And I really enjoy working with her. And she is that auntie that we all need and probably all have had at one point, who keeps it real, tells it like it is, and makes sure, was always trying to protect Billy. And of course is trying to match make her with anybody. She's always trying to hook her up. Yeah, so the dynamic is different as Billy interfaces. And I think it's very interesting that you notice that, because I noticed that in the script too, because when she is at work, she has to have a professionalism. And the minute she's off, she changes her personality. And for me, it makes it very fun to play because it's not sort of this one tone, monochromatic character, and I can do a lot of different things. But I also really like the diversity that we have. One of the things that I was really excited about was being part of the casting and being a number one actor on the call sheet. I like that. That's awesome. But what's happening at 2, 3, 4, and 5? So keeping those as diverse as possible is something that I really have my eyes on.
So my second question has to do with your research. So like you would have researched, I'm guessing shows like Murder She Wrote, and then like you mentioned like Nancy Drew, and in the 90s we have stories like by the Hardy Boys, the Goosebump series, and even like if you're gonna go across the pond to like Inspector Poirot and those kind of roles. Was there any character in particular that influenced you in your research, but then going throughout the years from 2017 to now, one that has stuck with you that you really gravitated towards?
You know, and all of the characters that you mentioned, there's no characters of color, right? So I didn't really have anybody to look and go, oh, I can do that too. But I will say I did watch a lot of Murder She Wrote. I love me some Angela Lansbury, and those shows were. It was really the construction of the shows that I was interested in, how they break them down and how they break down these mystery stories. But I also read a lot of murder mysteries. It was a good excuse for me to read more. And I wanted to read a lot of murder mysteries. And I wanted to read some scripts of movies, murder mystery movies that I really liked, that helped me understand the way it is constructed. Because when you know that and you're on set and you are sort of, in every scene, you have a better concept of how the flow goes on set day to day, because you don't shoot in order. And that's always sometimes a challenge in any movie, but it's in a murder mystery where the plot is opening and there's peaks and valleys. That's really key. So my research was mainly done through studying the genre and scripts and books more than actual shows, because there were no shows that I really connected and really related to, except Murder She Wrote. That was a great show.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like as listed them off, I just saying, wait, these are all white people.
All
But
of them, all of them. And that was one of the things that that didn't hit me until this press tour. on the sixth movie, I think it was someone that says, we don't think there's ever been any other crime solver. And the thing about these movies, these mystery wheels, is that these are all women who are all smart and, career driven, inquisitive, clever, and all of that. And they use their skills to crime solve, but they're not, they're not cops, they're just women who have a penchant for crime solving. So, and solving mysteries. So, it just didn't even hit me until recently that there really aren't very many who look like me at all in this space.
Yeah, I guess it just goes to show how like how ingrained this is into like the industry and even our just like readership that we don't even notice until like literally in the moment. But again, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
You got it. Thank you.